Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cino Legacy Podcast.
I thought that was my part.
It is.
Okay.
Go ahead, do it.
Welcome back to another episode of the Ceno Legacy Podcast, where cryptocurrency meets.
Ryan Cino, founder of Cino Token and the owner of Rapid Aircraft Maintenance Services based in Teterboro, New Jersey.
And what do we do over there, right?
We fix airplanes.
And what do we accept as payment?
We accept the US dollar and we accept Cino Token, the private aviation finance token, specifically designed to revolutionize the payment system in the aviation industry.
Oof. It's beautiful.
Boom, that wasn't even scripted.
That was perfect. Junior, what do you think about that over there?
I think if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be my dad, first off. I mean, a lot of companies have gone away from it, but Amazon used to take Bitcoin. Tesla used to take Bitcoin. It's definitely not far out. You know, it's time for the U.S. society to get on track with crypto.
That's right.
So they used to.
Yeah, they took it away. I can't remember why. I think Bitcoin like crashed. It was like one of the bull markets, and they stopped taking it.
No, I think what it really was, because I remember being able to pay for like Steam games or something early on,
Yes.
and at that time Bitcoin was so volatile that like if you had to buy a game for $40, by the time you made the transfer of Bitcoin, it would have been $22 or $60. So you'd have to go back and forth 3 or 4 times with transfers to make sure it balanced out.
I see.
So it was very, and that's why I always said, like, if we can get the coin stable and you know, progressing in an upward trend, but stable, then it would be more.
Well, how can we do that? You know how Cody with Spud, he made Spud USD. Is that a stable coin?
So he made another token. So I'm going to talk to him more about that. But he made a variation of Spud that is backed by the U.S. dollar instead of Solana. But the way he described it, he said that both use Spud in the middle. So, and he needed that for financing of equipment and stuff like that in the banking industry now. So we don't really need that, but it may be worth looking into to help stabilize. Because, you know, when we started Ceno, Solana was at $120.
Yep.
And then it ran all the way up to $250.
Yep.
And then it just hit 70
Wow.
recently.
Can we talk about this? The recent crypto crash? What do you guys
Yeah.
feel about this bear market?
Listen, we always have a bear market. It always happens. And I feel like
Best time to buy, that's for sure.
it definitely is. But I feel very strongly about anytime there's some major news,
Epstein files?
the Epstein files being one of them. Anytime there's any major news, the markets crash to kind of distract you from the news.
Yes, very true.
You know, I think there's a big brother out there kind of organization that
Illuminati, we're talking?
I'm not going to say that. I don't know what it's called. I just think there's a group out there who
Globalists?
maybe that they like to control what we believe and consume.
I like where this is going.
You know, consuming information in part.
Propaganda, news stories.
Call it what you want.
Mind control.
You know, do you remember a while ago the term fact checkers used to pop up because some news agencies weren't reporting, right? Or people were saying stuff and they said, oh, well, we need a group of people called fact checkers,
Yeah.
right? When I was a kid, that was called the news. The news was the fact checkers. But now the news, the media, seems to be buyable. If you have enough money, your story will get told the way you want it to be told.
Who's buying them, though? That's the question.
It's above my pay grade.
Some would say Israel? Maybe?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't tend. Listen, all I can do right now is make assumptions. What is that noise?
JJ.
Oh, is it somebody in the garage? Yeah. So all I can do is make assumptions right now because I don't know, and I don't like to make assumptions because you can be way off on assuming things.
Okay. We have a very special guest on the show today, actually, by the way.
This is my baby girl, Ruby. She loves to hang out with Dad. So don't hit the table, Rube.
Welcome to the show, Ruby.
Yeah, she's my 2-year-old Frenchie. She comes everywhere with me.
So cute.
So I think everybody says that she's my favorite, we have other Frenchies in the house, and they're all my favorites, but
You sure, right?
I'm her favorite. So
By default,
by
yeah.
default, she hangs out with me the most.
Okay.
Right, Rubes?
And Ryan Jr., what do you think about this crypto crash? What do you think's causing it? What are your thoughts around it?
I mean, I don't know so much about causing it, but everybody I've seen on like social media, the little bit of social media that I'm on is saying, "Oh, the crypto market, the crypto market." It's not just the crypto market. The FDIC shut down a bank in Chicago last week. Microsoft dropped like 20% in one day.
Yeah.
MicroStrategies is under on Bitcoin. There's another strategic crypto company that trades on the stock market, and they are down a lot of money. It's just the economy. The economy jumps up and down. You're going to see it, Usually when crypto goes down or goes up, there's some kind of tie to some tangible country economy.
Right.
Whether it's the economy goes down and crypto goes up, or vice versa, or they both go down, they both go up. But one doesn't really act without the other, is what I've seen. And we're just at the time where the U.S. economy is dropping a little bit and the crypto market's dropping a little bit, and everybody's going to be scared for a couple months, and then something's going to happen, and a lot of people are going to buy in, and it's going to go back up. And it just it jumps up and down, up and down.
Yeah. So I feel basically what Ryan's saying is that somebody's manipulating the markets. Whether it be because of news or because of some country needs to be bailed out of something, or something needs to happen that the economy needs, or globalists, like you say, or somebody is looking to make a big investment, and why not do it when prices are low? So let's suppress everything.
Yeah.
Right.
People get in, and then
I was just looking at the Bitcoin chart, and you just see a huge red candle. It's just like somebody just liquidated a shit ton of money.
So I heard one of my business partners was telling me the other day that one of the exchanges accidentally airdropped 2,000 Bitcoin to various people. Something happened that 2,000 Bitcoin got airdropped to I don't know how many people, but the majority of those people, when they got it, they sold it.
Whoa.
Right? Because they said, "Oh, I just got free Bitcoin. Let me turn it into dollars before, or turn it into currency before they take it back."
Were they able to track it?
I don't know. I didn't hear that part of the story. But that part of that big red
What would
candle,
you have done
Moved it to a
if you were
different exchange.
accidentally sent, like, let's just say like 10 Bitcoin?
Yeah, I would probably turn it into another asset.
Move it into a cold wallet.
Yeah, move it into a cold. Just get it offline.
I mean, they can't really take it back.
No, that's not true.
The big exchanges can.
Yeah,
But
exchanges
if
could.
it's some random guy,
Yeah. So, yeah, I would probably move it somewhere where only I had access, and then let the dust settle and see what's up.
Yeah, right.
Before
Before you actually liquidated it, and
Yeah,
then
I'm
possibly
not-
had to pay it back.
Exactly. I would definitely, you have to protect yourself, and then you have to sit and wait. The last thing you'd want is to get 10 Bitcoins and then have to spend, $200,000 or $300,000 in legal fees, trying to defend yourself,
Right.
to have to give it back.
right?
And
And then the capital gains on it.
and then capital
40%
gains.
capital gains.
So, yeah, it's just crazy,
Shit.
So,
Yeah. Any updates with Ceno token? You see how like the chart for Ceno isn't really being affected throughout this, other than the Solana,
yeah,
because it's on
Solana
Solana.
is definitely affecting the chart. We do have a strong community of holders. We also do have a small group of people who are taking profits out, and I hate to say it, those people are. I don't want to say they're fucking up the project, but they're preventing the project from growing because they're manipulating. They're affecting the chart negatively. So, but there's nothing you can do to control that. That's just people out there. If they're into their own thing, that whatever. But
Yeah.
you're never going to let. You're preventing me from winning by taking care of yourself. And if you let me win, we all win.
But how much are they possibly taking out though? Because it's not like
I don't know. There's one guy who has. I think he's got like. He's got 3 million coins. He's been taking a little bit out every day for the last month or two. So I've watched that.
oh yeah.
So I mean, not much because there's been a big sell off, and then somebody comes in and there's a big buy again, and like it's. I feel like it's pretty stable. It did drop to 0.006 $7 or something
Yeah, I saw that.
recently.
That was because of Solana.
Yeah, I believe that was a big part of it was from Solana.
Was
What is
Solana
Solana
in
at now? 70?
I think it's 85 or something right now. Right
Wow,
around 85 or
that's
90.
low.
It's still low. Yeah, it's still low.
Good time to buy Cino, that's for damn sure.
Yeah, I made a post when Solana hit 100. I was like, oh, Solana's down to 100. You know, it's a good time to stock up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
Solana's at 88.
88. So,
You know, you guys have to think, like, Solana peaked at like $300 a coin.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know?
And that's when we were up by 22 cents. You know what I mean? When that you know, those two tokens work with each other. We're on there.
Yeah.
If that tree grows, we're one of its branches.
Yeah.
So we grow as well.
That's true.
So
Now that we're on Coinbase, that's even...
I mean, the
So on
Coinbase thing,
Coinbase, you could just buy Cino directly. You don't have to buy Solana and then
Correct.
convert it?
one click buy.
Yeah.
One
Okay,
click
that's
buy.
awesome.
Yeah. The one thing I did notice though about the DEX coins on Coinbase is that I'm getting some phone calls saying, "Oh, I can't buy. My bank account is linked, but I still can't buy." It's because you have no collateral, so to say, in Coinbase. So I only had $150 in Coinbase at one point after the hack. All I could buy was $150 worth of Cino. But then I moved a Bitcoin over, and then I was able to buy 90,000 or whatever it was at the time. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. So you have to have some collateral in Coinbase to make a one-click buy on the DEX. So if you have $10,000 in any, it could be US dollar token, it could be Bitcoin, it could be any other collateral
Yeah.
that sits in Bitcoin, you can buy that much on the DEX.
So if
portion.
I don't own anything on Coinbase, I got all my Cino on
Yeah.
Phantom,
Yeah.
but I wanted to buy Cino on Coinbase.
Yeah.
Could I buy $500 worth?
you could use your debit card.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're probably going to make you do like a 1 week hold kind of
Yeah,
thing.
they'll probably make you do a hold or something like that.
Why?
It's just the way they do things.
Because think about the point of crypto when it was created, when Bitcoin was created, it was meant for nobody to have any hands on it but you. And Coinbase is an exchange. They're trying to make money. Everybody wants their part. So they have to make sure that there's security on it so they can get their
They're part of it.
they can get their little bit. They can get their couple percent. So they put these holds on it so they can so you can't do anything shisty, so to say.
Sounds a lot like Robinhood to me.
Yes.
Well, listen.
they're all the same people.
Yeah.
This is my concern with exchanges. Exchanges work for themselves. They are not looking out for anybody but themselves. They're just a point of access for everybody to work through.
Right.
And they make it very easy. Don't forget that they are working for themselves.
Yeah.
That company to make money. Right? They're just offering you an ease of doing things.
Yeah, right.
So
Right, exactly.
It's
I
this-
like the DEX because, like Ryan said, you're the only one that makes a buy or makes a trade when you want to do it. Exchange. If you put an order in on exchange and they don't like it, they'll cancel it.
Right. It's like Bitcoin miners. You know, the reason people still do it, nobody has their hands in it.
Right.
You know, maybe the person that built the pool will impose a 1% win fee. So if you guys hit a block, they'll get like 1% of the Bitcoin. But that's it. Nobody can touch that. You know, that's
Right.
you and your computer, and that's it.
Right.
You know, and that's why there's still $1 million mining operations in the middle of the desert, Texas.
That's so crazy.
So that's for some good crypto news. I forget exactly what I read and what the company was, but somebody just released open source mining software where you didn't have to pay any fees. You can use anything, any computer or whatever with this software to mine cryptocurrency. So that's pretty huge. It's huge news.
Wait, go into detail on that.
So normally, if you were going to use mining software, let's say I have a computer over there and I want to let that run and mine Bitcoin, right? It's one computer. It's a very small operation for mining, right? At one point, we had a huge 40 machine.
Oh, you were doing it.
We had a huge. Yeah, we mined at one point 15 Bitcoin.
Whoa.
Yeah, we mined 15 Bitcoin with our operation. So, that being said,
Yeah.
the software, we always had to pay a fee to use the software to do the mining, right? We would lose a percentage to whatever pool we were working out of. Somebody, it was a popular name, it's just on the tip of my tongue, I can't remember who it was, but he released open source mining software that anybody can use for any crypto,
Right.
and it's free, no fees.
Right.
So it's pretty awesome. You can download a computer that they're not using, and You got to make sure though your electric bill compared to what you're mining.
What on a laptop or something?
No.
I mean, it's not really worth it. On
You're
a
going to
laptop.
spend more on
gaming
electricity.
PC?
You'll spend more on electricity. But
What's the name of this software?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up. I'll look it up and then you can post it.
We'll put it in the description.
Yeah. So
Like-
it's pretty.
But any cryptocurrency?
I believe it was any, but Bitcoin's the main one for
of
mining.
course,
But
of course.
maybe I misread.
Now, is it randomized how much you're able to mine? What does it come down to?
You're only limited to your computing power, so to say.
Right.
Yeah, and it's based on GPU, I think.
Yeah.
GPU power, graphics processing unit power.
Well, I mean, you can do it off the CPU, but graphics cards are way better because in a computer, it's a lot cheaper to have 4 graphics cards rather than 4 CPUs.
Right. Yeah, and the graphics cards have usually more processing power than a CPU does. So
What's the typical price range for something like that? A good graphics card?
they can go anywhere from $500
For mining,
to $500 to $4,000, right?
yeah. It really
Just
just,
card
You could put 4 of them inside of a PC?
that you can make a case that has 10 or 12 or 20 of them.
right. There's ways to do it, and it's fairly cheaper than comparatively putting in like 10 processors.
Yeah.
So people do it that way because graphics cards and processors like CPUs, they're basically the same thing. It's just the code of the mining software optimizes the graphics card to mine cryptocurrency. And that's only for proof of work mining, like Bitcoin.
It's just so bizarre. Like, what does it mean to mine Bitcoin?
So when you mine Bitcoin, the easiest way I can describe it is that, let's say you go to the grocery store, right? You fill up your cart of groceries, you go to the checkout line, and they give you a bill. It's $100. You take out your credit card, right? And you swipe your credit card. So you are trying to give the grocery store money. When you swipe your credit card, there's a processing company that takes the money from you and gives it to your grocery store, and they charge you a little fee.
Yeah.
Mining is that. If I had a setup for Bitcoin mining, whenever you make a Bitcoin transfer to Ryan, my machine does the processing, and I take a little percentage for that. It's just the middleman. However, the beauty of crypto mining is, let's say you went to the grocery store, and this actually happened a few years ago. Let's not say grocery store. Let's say you went to a gun store, and you wanted to buy an AR-15.
I remember this.
Visa was not allowing gun purchases. They said, we're not taking part. We're not going to be involved in gun purchase. So your credit card, which you use as cash all over the world, was now being limited. You couldn't use it to buy firearms because Visa had a political stance on guns. So they said, we're not going to allow you to buy a gun with our card. So now you had to either get another card or cash or whatever. But they stopped you from making a purchase with something they advertised as good as cash. Let's go back to crypto. If I have a mining setup and I find that you're using Bitcoin for human trafficking, let's say, and I don't like that, and I say, you know what? I don't want any part of this. I'm shutting my system down. There's 4 million other people out there whose systems are running, and your transfer will always go through. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's not one.
How could you know what they're using?
I can't. I'm just saying as an example. The power of the transactions of cryptocurrency are in the people, not one company with a political agenda.
I see.
Right.
I see.
There's no building online to process crypto transfers.
Right.
It's the computers of the people that own
People.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, the Bitcoin mining.
So when you're mining, you're basically like you said, the middleman for people to make transactions of buying Bitcoin.
anything, transfers, buying.
Is it just
selling.
randomized who's buying it? Like,
Yeah.
It's not. Well.
So
it's
if
not-
I bought Bitcoin right now on Coinbase,
Yep.
that transfer is going through somebody who's mining somewhere in the world.
Yes, there's some mining farm. They're called because they're just big buildings full of computers that do these transactions.
But what is it? It's an electronic like
yeah, it's-
algorithm or something?
Pretty
Like, is
much.
it just energy?
Think super complex math problems.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Did you
And
hear that Epstein created Bitcoin?
That shit's fake.
I saw that, and I think that's just fluff out there. Somebody trying to manipulate the market. And I don't know if I don't know if any of it's true.
Because he was a mathematician.
No, he was a con man.
Well, that too.
He-
that too.
There's a lot of things that they say he was that he
Yeah.
wasn't. He was a scammer. He was a hoax.
Okay.
But it's not. It wouldn't be. I also heard that he invested in a group at MIT that was in the beginning of Bitcoin. So did he make an investment in a company that was creating Bitcoin? I'm not sure if that's true or not. But who cares?
Right.
There's a lot of people that made investments in companies that did good things or bad things, that worked or didn't work.
What do you guys think? Comment down below if you think Epstein created Bitcoin.
And realistically, even if Epstein was still alive and you had your full access to all of his documents, it's going to take you 20 years to prove that he was somehow involved, because that's how Bitcoin was meant to be.
Yeah, it's meant to be anonymous.
You don't know, and you're not going to, and that's the point. And it's going to take you 20
That's just
years to even
crazy.
find out.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Listen,
And they're saying Epstein still is alive, but that's a whole other.
listen. There's so much conspiracy shit
Yeah.
out there that it's ridiculous. You know, like you have to think for yourself. Stop believing everything you read on social media.
I'm sure some of it's true. I'm sure.
I'm sure there's
bullshit.
a truth, a piece of truth to everything that's said, a piece. But there's so many people that are just looking for clicks and likes and follows that they're blowing stories out of proportion, just getting people
agree
to
with that.
follow. Like you have to do your own research. You have to use your brain. You have to be cautious about what you're willing to believe.
yeah,
You know,
for
like
sure.
you just can't fucking buy into everything you read and be like, oh my God, because you sound like a fucking idiot. You really do. Like if you're just buying into everything you read, you're like, this guy, where's your credibility? You're a fucking moron. You know, like it's ridiculous. So I don't know. I have to believe though, if there was a man creating a global pedophile ring, right, with farms that, right, how many stories did we hear that he owned a ranch that was breeding kids for, like, do you think that person had time to invent Bitcoin? Because that's not something you do. It's not like going on Pump Fund now and creating a Solana token.
Yeah.
Being the first one to create the math to do that doesn't. There's not enough time for a global pedophile ring founder to be creating Bitcoin. Like it doesn't work for me. It just doesn't make sense. You know.
Right. There's some emails. I mean, they could be AI generated, but there are emails about him saying that he's going to invent this guy named Satoshi or something.
Yeah,
I've seen them. I think it's.
I think I saw something like that, and those emails were proven to be hoaxes. They were false. Yeah, I saw. But again,
I'm curious to know.
do I believe the email that says that he was involved, or do I believe the email? Do I believe the social media that says that were proven to be false?
Yeah, right. You don't know. That's the thing. It's
Right,
like-
and
but
you're never
what would
going
it
to.
matter if he did or not?
It doesn't.
It doesn't, because if the world is accepting the use of this currency, which you can call it Bitcoin, you can call it a dollar, you can call it, you could call it a peso. Who gives a fuck? If people are willing to accept it in lieu of goods and services, then it's a currency.
Did you see that clip of the billionaire saying once everybody finds out who invented Bitcoin, everybody was going to sell it. It was going to go to zero.
Right. So maybe he believes that Epstein was involved in it.
Yeah, but he said this years ago, though. That's the thing. So,
Well,
like,
I know
so
who you're
Alex
talking
Jones
about.
talked about Epstein 10 years ago too, and
Yeah.
nobody believed him.
yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah, true.
Right.
Very true.
So listen,
We're saying, like, what if Epstein created Bitcoin, right? What if? Let's throw that to the side right now. One, you have Satoshi, whoever he is, who has 70% of all Bitcoin and hasn't sold in how many years? 20 years?
no, it's not 70.
No?
No, I think he has a million coins or whatever. You can look at his wallet. It's public information.
Whatever. He's got a lot. He's got a lot, and he stands and he holds the status of kind of supporting Bitcoin. You have the U.S. government, who now has a crypto strategic reserve as one of their fallbacks. You have companies like MicroStrategy, who did what? Aren't they in like $10 billion into crypto right now?
Yeah, Michael Saylor owns owns quite a bit. He's been buying Bitcoin like crazy.
So you have you have the creator, the U.S. government, the world superpower, and big stock companies buying crypto. Do you really think they're going to let Bitcoin go away because of who created it? They're going to protect their own interests, and they're not going to let it die.
Yeah. BlackRock owns a huge amount of Bitcoin.
That's scary.
And BlackRock is probably the largest financial institution next to the Fed right now, right?
Yeah.
And if they have a few $1 billion in Bitcoin, do you think that they're going to let it go to zero?
Right.
If anybody has the ability to manipulate a currency, it's them, because they own so much of it. They can sell and drop the price and buy more and then jack it back up. They can do all that.
A very good point.
There's
something going on, though. There's something going on.
When you're very young, I believe you look at the world as you see it. You take it for face value. I believe as you get older or more wise, you start to realize that the world is nothing as you see it, and there's stuff going on behind closed doors and behind the curtains.
Yeah.
And you're being manipulated left and right. You're being manipulated by what you see on television. You're being manipulated by what you watch in movies. You're being manipulated by the food you eat. You're being manipulated by everything.
Yeah.
Somebody is manipulating the masses.
Yeah.
Do you think, if you honestly think, you can go out in public under a normal circumstance and you can meet a group of people and nobody really wants to talk about politics or religion or whatever. People just generally get along and have a good time. Right? Was that a true statement? You can go out to a bar, you can meet people, you can have a good time and not ask anything about their politics, their religion, their beliefs, nothing, right? You can just have a good time with people.
Yeah.
If that's how people normally behave under normal circumstances, why is there that much hate going on in the media right now? Because you're being manipulated. I've always said that if I was going to do something, the best way to do it is to divide and conquer.
Yeah.
Right? Divide and
100%.
conquer. So if you're fighting with me and I'm fighting with you and you're fighting with him, this guy over here is going to kick all our asses and take everything he wants.
Yeah, very true.
So I live my life that way. I have to be I take a step back on everything that is in front of me. I try to be a good person the best way I know how. And I live my life for the best. You know what I mean? I try to teach my kids the right things. I don't believe all the bullshit that's out there because the majority of it is manipulation.
Going back to what you were saying earlier about like the people that control and conquer, right? Divide and conquer. Right. So how, in that case, you get regular people, they look at this, maybe they see through the bullshit, and they want to know, how do I make my money? How do I make my stand? If they're printing all the money, they're controlling everything, they have all the money. All the money cycles back to them, the 1%, let's call them. Like, what do you do then? Because there's some people that cop out and they're just like, there's nothing I could do. I'm just going to live, check to check, barely like get by.
That boils down to the things that I've said. Listen, the top 1% and the mega billionaires, they're always going to be able to make money. Stop worrying about what somebody else does. Worry about you. Get your plan, organize, right? Plan, organize, and execute. I've said it many times. If you're in credit card debt, get out of credit card debt. I've explained how to do that, right? You start with your lowest card, all your resources to that one. Then you go to your next one, all the resources available. Make your sacrifices. You have to have your own financial freedom. And I'm not saying if you have a middle of the road job that if you follow my suggestions, and they're just suggestions, I just tell you what I do. I tell you how I've got to the position that I'm in. I'm not telling, if you have a middle of the road job, middle of the road income, I'm not telling you that you're going to be able to go out and buy a Murcielago or a Gallardo or whatever fucking Lamborghini is out there right now. I don't even know. Who gives a fuck? I'm not saying you're going to do that. That's not financial freedom to me. Financial freedom is not being worried about paying your next bill. You're not worrying about paying your mortgage. It's not worrying when the water heater goes out or you need a new air conditioning system. Financial freedom is not having to worry about money. You have to be responsible. You have to do the things to live within your means.
Right.
If you want a Lamborghini or Ferrari, you need to do more. You need to make sacrifices. You need to get 2 or 3 jobs, and you need to do a lot of things. You need to create a business. You need to have a great idea. You need to do more than the average Joe.
That's what I'm asking. An average person that doesn't come from money
Yes.
can make a shit ton of money, you're saying?
You can make enough money to be free.
Yeah.
You kind of just have to find that hustler mentality. Like, I have a friend, and he watches, there's a website. I don't know what the name of the website is, but it posts all U.S. politicians' stock trades.
Yeah, Dub.
Yeah.
Dub.
What is it?
It's called Dub.
Dub. D-U-B?
D-U-B.
Yep. It posts all their stock trades. It has to be. Like, that's a U.S. law or statute or whatever. The politicians' stock trades have to be posted. He's fucking unemployed. He watches their stock trades and buys and sells when they do, and he makes his living off that.
Really?
He's unemployed because he started small and he made his sacrifices and he built it up to the point where now he has $20,000 to play with, and he just keeps doing it, and his margins just keep getting bigger and bigger. I have another buddy who he pays. There's another U.S. registry of people who haven't paid their taxes or their property tax, and he goes in and pays their property tax.
Right.
And if the people don't pay him,
He gets the property.
pay him back, he gets the property, or he
Tax
gets
liens.
paid back with interest.
I've heard about that.
You kind of have to throw people out of their house, so it's kind of a moral place that you need to be in.
Yeah.
But he does
Whoa.
it. Both those people are unemployed. That's their job, is they sit on their computer and do that.
So they're not unemployed. They don't work for somebody.
Right. They don't- okay.
They're self-employed.
Yeah, I see.
You know,
Right. But they're not in the typical 9 to 5
5.
job.
typical
Right.
9 to
Yeah,
5 job.
right,
And
right,
I've said that before, that you're not really going to excel in a 9 to 5 job.
Right.
You're not going to.
What is that for then? Is that a stepping stone to get to making your own
That's
business?
a place to
or-
pay your basic bills. That's a place to learn your job skill. That's a place to become a master at what you do. And then if you stay there, all you're doing is putting all your energy and resources and knowledge and making somebody else wealthy. Why are you not doing it for yourself? Now, some people say, well, I can't. I have kids. I have to go to baseball games and t-ball games, and I have to do this and I have to do that, and I have other responsibilities. Yes, you do. Ryan, you're sitting here, okay? I worked for a company early on, and I learned my trade. I learned my craft of fixing airplanes, right? And I said to myself, I'm going to be the best at this, right? I've mastered my craft. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm saying I'm pretty fucking good at what I do. I started my own business, right? Now, my son's 24 years old. How many sacrifices did I make with you growing up to get to where we are today?
A lot.
Quite a few.
A lot. I mean, I remember there was times where you're like, no, I have to go away for work for Christmas. I remember it was, I had accepted it and I was okay with it with myself, but I knew that there was high likelihood that you weren't going to be at any of my childhood sports games, you know?
Yep.
But when you were, it was like,
It was great.
it was the greatest thing in the world, you know? But a lot of people I've seen can't accept that they're like, oh, my parents are choosing their work over me.
How did that make you feel though as a kid? Do you think it's different for every kid?
I don't know.
Did you know what was going to come from it?
No, I didn't. But when you grow up, I mean, at least for me, my dad was my superhero. And my dad has a great way with words. So he was able to effectively explain to a 5-year-old that, like, I'm sorry, but I have to do this. You know, this is being a man. This is what you have to do. And he taught me that from a very young age. And that kind of got me to a point where I was okay with it, you know?
Right. And I do remember we had a discussion a few years ago. And I said, I do feel bad that I made all those sacrifices of not going to games and missing Christmases and birthdays. And I did. I missed a lot of those things. And you told me, you did, Dad, you missed a lot of that stuff. But when you were home, you were very present.
Yeah.
Do you remember telling me that?
Yes. He
So-
made the most out of his time where he had it.
It's not like I would come, I had a day off and I was home and that, I sat on the couch on my phone or watching football. I gave all my attention to him and his sister.
So you looking back now to everything you've achieved, all the success that you've got, do you take any of that back? Would you have done it different?
I don't know if I would have done it different, because I still think that, yeah, I probably would have, because in retrospect, the stuff that you see around here is not important, right?
Would you have gotten all this
At
had you
20,
done it
at
different?
25 years old, the stuff is important. At 50, it's not. So it all depends on your point in life and your view of life and what you need to be happy,
Yeah.
right?
I mean-
So would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I agree with it. I mean, but also, like, I don't want to say to age your argument, but, you know, sports games, who fucking cares? I don't remember them.
So I think at the time, most kids get affected by, oh, my dad's not here, because the other kids are saying, my dad's here.
Yeah.
So that makes, if my dad's here and my dad's not, now I feel bad.
I mean, my dad was present for the stuff that was like actually important. You know, if I called him and I was like, "Yo, I'm graduating college. I want you to be here." Okay, I'm taking a week off work. I'll be there.
Yeah.
You know?
I did, you know, the really, and that's the thing, where do you determine what's really important? Is making the T-ball game, every T-ball game, really important? I don't think so.
You know,
Making some T-ball games, absolutely. But you know what's important too? Making sure there's food on the table.
Right.
Making sure that they have a future to go to college. And there's other things that are more important than being at every T-ball game.
right. I mean, I cannot remember. Like, I don't have a specific memory of like when you were at one of my sporting games. Like, that's
Right.
just not a memory in my head.
Right.
I remember you were there when I graduated high school, when I graduated college, and the first time I got to take you up in an airplane as me being the pilot and you being the passenger, and that was it. And those are like the three main things
For you.
for me personally.
Yeah. So, you know, like it all depends on the individual, what's important to the individual, you know? Like, I'm sure at the moment it was a great event that we went to Texas on the Gulf Stream,
Yes.
and that the pilots let you sit in the seat
Yes.
and fly the Gulf Stream, and he's 12 years old,
That was super cool.
you know? But that's not a moment in life where that defines him,
Right.
right? It's a individual, what's important. What was my mom or dad present when I needed them?
Right.
Not always present, but we suffered. You have to find a balance.
Right.
It's an interesting topic because you hear a lot of fathers when they're in their older age, they look back on their lives and they're just like, I wish I was present more.
Right.
You know, but then would you have had everything that you have now, all the resources that you have for your kids
Right.
growing up, had you not done that?
Right.
Right? Like,
Yeah,
would you
I mean,
if you made more time for your kids in the past,
But
would you still be where you're at?
And you don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know that. Like, if I was more present, would my son have become a better man? I don't know. I think he's a pretty good man now. So did I make the right choice or did I make the wrong choice? Would he be a better man? I don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know. You can only do what's best at the time, what you
Yeah,
think is
right,
best.
right.
Kids don't come with
And you knew that
instruction
that was
manuals.
best
Yeah.
at the time.
Well, I thought, I'm going to say maybe I was a little selfish. I mean, you know, from knowing me for the last year or so, I can't sit still, right? I always have to keep moving. You say I've affected your life. Just you watching me, how I go through life has affected your life positively. If I didn't have that drive, or I suppressed my drive to be better every day, would I have turned out to be a piece of shit and in turn him be a piece of shit because of me being a piece of shit? Like, I don't know. Like, you can say what if all day long. I don't regret anything that I've done. Is there some things in retrospect that I would have changed? We can all say we would have changed a few things here or there. But I don't regret the life that I lived. I don't regret the things that I've done. I don't regret the time that I've spent. I mean, we all make our choices and we get to where we have to be. And we reflect on our life, and did I have a good one? Did I make a positive impact on the people around me?
Yeah.
Am I a good person? Those are the important things. The stuff is fun, but it's not important.
Right. And to go back to the sporting event things, I mean, you come into games, again, I don't have any memories of that, but like you said, you were very present when you weren't working. The days we got to go in the garage and work on a motorcycle or work on a car were 10 times, 100 times more significant than you being at a sporting event.
Right.
I didn't like sports that much. I don't want to say I was forced to do them, but like, okay, you signed up, you're going to see it through to the end.
That was definitely one thing that I instilled in them, is that if you sign up, you want to try it, you have to finish.
Right.
You have to finish the season. You don't have to do it next season, but if you sign up, your team needs you, you have to finish.
Right.
That was our rule. You know?
Right. So I mean, maybe if I was super into sports, or like there was a chance I was going to win a state record,
Yeah, it would've
or
been
something,
different.
maybe that would have been more important. But I didn't like sports that much, you know.
It wasn't his thing.
Yeah.
So like he said, going into the garage, you know, Ryan went to a private high school. He went to college. He's training to be a pilot. But he knows how to use his hands. He fixes his own car. You know, he can assemble a rifle and fire it faster than most people can even take one apart. Like, the time that we spent was always skill building.
Okay. Yeah.
You understand?
It
Like,
was effective.
we hung out and stuff like that, but there was not like, you know, there was a time when Ryan was little where he did hold the flashlight and learn what bad words meant. You know, he sent me a meme one time. He goes, "You think you can hurt my feelings?" I used to hold the flashlight for my dad. So there was a time but then we progressed, right? How many times did I say, "Oh, well, that's broken. All right, well, you need to do this, and this." Have at it. I'm going to stand here and watch you do it because I taught you what to do. Now I'm going to watch you do it.
Right.
So then when you do it a few times, then you learn in yourself the confidence that I can do this. Do you understand?
So you were telling me earlier, you become who you surround yourself with.
Yes.
Right? So did you have any mentors or people that you specifically surrounded yourself with growing up that affected you in a positive way?
I don't want to say, I can't really say that I surrounded myself by mentors, so to say. I can't answer your question directly. However, I did surround myself with people who pushed me or supported me up the ladder. I chose not to hang around with fuckwits because those people who consistently make bad decisions, you will make bad decisions. Once you recognize that and you start surrounding yourself with people who at the time may be less fun, right? Or maybe not as cool or whatever, but the people who emotionally support you in what you do and say, "I'm proud of you. You made your first million. I'm proud of you for buying that house," and support you, genuinely support you in that. Because there's people who will say, "I'm happy you bought your house," and are jealous and seething behind your back. And you can feel that. You know that. If you're paying attention, you know that. Those people, I distance myself from. They go from friends to acquaintances. And then to distance acquaintances and to never speak again at some point, you know? Do you understand the difference?
Yeah.
So I don't know if I had mentors. I think everybody in my life was a mentor in one way or another.
Right.
I didn't have somebody to follow and say, "This is what you need to do, step 1, 2, 3, 4, and you will be successful."
Okay. Nobody.
I
gave
never
you the
had
steps.
that.
You kind of figured it out yourself. But you never had anybody say like, "Are you doing great? But you could do better."
No, I don't. At least I don't remember that.
You were your own anchor in that sense.
I was my own anchor. Yeah, I refused to fail. Right. You know, I told you the story. I don't even know if you were born yet. I was going on a trip to Connecticut and I was living paycheck to paycheck at the time or whatever. I think you were born.
I think so.
And
think
but
he
you
was
were
one.
like you were
Yeah, I
a
think
baby.
I think you've told me this.
And I didn't have enough money to pay the fucking tolls. And I
Yeah.
was like, pfft, I had to turn around and go home. Like I canceled my plans and I went home. And I said, I'm like, this is never going to happen again. And
That was the turning point.
that was the turning point. That
Wow.
you know, I've had 2 jobs for 20 something years, 25 years, maybe it's 30. I don't even know. For a long fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, I've had 2 jobs forever.
And you're a big proponent for making yourself better every day. The only person you're competing with is who
Myself,
you were
absolutely.
yesterday.
The only person I compete with is the person I was yesterday. I make myself better every day. Whether I learn something, I read a book, I pay attention to a conversation, and I analyze that conversation and able to recognize my faults.
And you're big on audiobooks, you mentioned.
I
too,
do,
right?
because I spend a lot of time in the car, so
Yeah.
I don't like to waste my time.
Yeah.
So if I'm driving, when you drive the same route day after day, you kind of autopilot that route. You just kind of like just driving. To me, that's a waste of time. So I'll put a book on. I'll listen to a boring finance book, and I know most of everything in the book. But if I can get one thing, let me try that. Mm-hmm. I made myself better that day. Mm-hmm. Right? Do you understand? Everything doesn't have to be, a volcanic, monumental success every day. It just has to be one little thing that makes you better. Little things that make you better.
Do you think your dad's attitude rubbed off on you? Is that how you think you achieved your success?
I think so. I mean,
I don't let him fail. I can tell you that.
Right.
I'm very, when he makes dumb decisions.
Oh yeah,
I'm a big proponent of everybody learns the hard way, right? You have an idea, you're going to make your mistakes or whatever. I'm going to be very vocal on what I think about your situation. But what do I always say?
Right.
It's your fucking lesson to learn. Go for it. I think you're a fucking idiot for doing that, but knock yourself out.
Yeah. He definitely gives me another perspective. He always plays devil's advocate,
mm-hmm.
which is always helpful. Yeah, I mean, I think it rubbed off on me, not to the extent of him. He's a different animal.
What, you think it was your military training or your dad, maybe?
He's got some special gas in the system or something.
He's running on nitrous.
He's got something.
diesel.
He's got something special. He's not telling everybody else.
Yeah. I don't know.
What is it? What's the?
I don't know. Maybe I got an extra chromosome, or
Let me get some.
I don't listen. I don't know if my wife would approve of that.
But
I don't know what it is, but I just feel that I have a purpose here, and I haven't figured out what it is. So you know how they say,
You're
like,
looking at it right now.
well, I don't know. Like I said, I'm looking at the people. My focus right now is on this token and this people and my family, and it's not the stuff. Like, the stuff used to be important, but now it's not. I could care less. If it all went away today, I don't care about the stuff. I appreciate not worrying every day. I appreciate being able to fall asleep in 10 minutes and getting a good night's sleep. Those are important things.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the best health of my life right now. That's important to me.
Yeah.
So I want to maintain that. Like, I feel good. I feel good about waking up in the morning. I feel good about myself. I go through my day, and when I come home, I'm like, did I do anything shitty today? Did I fuck anybody over? Did I say something to somebody?
Did you do that in your earlier days?
Yeah, I was a.
Or does it matter? Does it matter more now?
It matter. It's more important now.
No.
I was a total hothead, and like, not as bad as some people I know, but I would blow up and blow off the handle, and and I think I'm more reserved now, right? I think I say the same thing, I just say it a different way.
Okay, I see.
So
more patience.
I don't know about patience. I have less tolerance for bullshit.
Okay.
But I think I do have more patience.
But you probably have more wisdom to spot bullshit faster.
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
I see.
Absolutely. Right. That's why I tell you all the time. I'm like, stop bullshitting me. It's embarrassing. Like, stop. Like, I'm the last guy for him. I'm the last guy that needs to be bullshitted. I need you to understand that when you're in trouble, I should be your first phone call, because I'm going to help you get out of trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Well,
remember there was a
sense
time that he would never call. Like, he would never come to me when he was in trouble because he thought that he was going to be in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't. You
That's
told me
quite
that
the
one
opposite.
story that I think it was when you went to college, right? And you got into that thing with the kids pissing in that other kid's drawer or something. And they wanted to kick you out of school or something. And he called me and he's like, Dad, they're gonna kick me out of school or whatever. I'm like, I'm nervous. I don't know what to do. And I knew you said call you first. I'm like, okay, give me the facts. And he goes through these facts, right? And he goes through all these things like, wait a second, when did this happen? And he said, oh, it happened on this weekend. I was like, idiot, you were fucking in New Jersey that weekend. Go tell somebody you weren't even at school.
Yeah.
He goes, oh yeah. Shit, do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And he went down. He says, here's my plane ticket. I wasn't even in Florida. I was in New Jersey.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, you're out of it. As far as the weekly update, I was talking to the app developers quite a bit while I took some time off this week. I'm signing up with a company called OnRamper for on-ramping payments to the app. So we're coming close to development. Not development. I'm sorry, I used the wrong word. We're coming very close to the basic design of the app that's being used. So I have a couple companies that I have to subscribe with and pay a fee to help us with the app. One of them being OnRamper, and that allows global payments to be allowed onto the app. And then I'm working with another security company to analyze the code of the app to make sure that there's no deficiencies or faults in it. And the big thing about that is because on the peer-to-peer payment, the transfer of Cino token, the marketplace part of the app, there's going to be a brief time period where people's funds are going to be held in escrow for the transfer.
Oh.
So I need to have that part of the system very secure before
For sure.
Apple and Android Store will let us be on there. So I've been working with that. So like I told you,
That's exciting.
I told you all my efforts right now have been working on this app because I think once the app comes out, it's going to make things a lot easier, especially the Cino token marketplace. So
That's exciting.
I'm hoping the app does fantastic because I would like to get to a point where I can offer this app to other tokens. You know, you can just rebrand this app to Ceno and Spud and whatever. You know, if people want to use the app for the same kind of ideas, trying to revolutionize the way crypto is done.
Well, Spud.
So, yeah, Spud's great. I mean, it had a little bit of a pullback, just like Ceno did. I think all coins had a little bit of a pullback.
100%.
So, but he's holding pretty strong. He's steady, and I mean, I don't talk to Cody often, and it's literally just over messaging and stuff like that. I like the guy. He's like an honest, straight up dude.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, I feel like he's very much like myself. You know, no bullshit, and this is what we need to do. And he believes in the way the token can work in real world utility.
Yeah.
And we need more people like that.
I was making a video for him.
Oh, were
where
you?
I've been
Awesome.
talking to
Fantastic.
him, so.
Fantastic. I'm glad you're able to help him out.
Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. So as far as the update, that's where we're at. The coin's holding it, 1 cent, right where I wanted it to be. I wish it was at 4 cents, but 1 cent's fine as long as it's holding.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I mean, remember I always say you need to buy when other people are being fearful, meaning they're selling. That's the time to buy. This is a community project. You have to realize that you can't sit there and say, Ryan, when are you going to do something? I've done everything that I said I'm going to do. When you see somebody sell $2,000, the other 6,000 of you need to put in $7,000.
Yeah.
Like you guys need to counteract that to keep the price up.
Well, you need to do more, Ryan.
Yeah, I always need to do more, of course, and I'm trying my best. But you guys need to do some stuff too. This is a community project. I mean, listen, I could, whenever I see a $6,000 or $7,000 sell, I could put in $6,000 or $7,000. But then you guys complain, or not that you complain. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. It doesn't look good that the top few holders hold all the tokens.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold all the tokens, right? I have a certain amount that I have that was for business use. That's the number one wallet. Those are business tokens that are locked, and when they unlock, they're going to be used for business. Then I have my tokens that were stolen, So I've replaced some of them, not all of them. I'm working on that, but
I think we got like 2 minutes. Maybe you want to do the outro?
No, you want to do the outro? You do the outro.
Yeah, come on, Ray.
You do it.
Junior.
Nail it. He doesn't even know what an outro is.
I don't.
Just say thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in to the Cino Legacy Podcast. Live long, be well, stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Invest in yourself. Invest when other people are being fearful.
Listen to this guy.
I'm telling you. Just take some of my advice, please. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate your time. Yeah, awesome. How good she is. She sat the whole fucking thing, an hour. She
Ruby
just sat
Dozer.
here.
That is incredible.
Ruby Dozer.
You're going to see her on the camera. She's going to be in front of the camera, then she's going to lay down, she's going to pop up.
I was petting her a little bit. Ruby Dozer.